Hi, welcome to Cringe Club, the podcast that celebrates everything cringe. Each episode, I speak to different hilarious guests about their most embarrassing moments. But don't worry, what happens in Cringe Club, well, gets broadcast to you lot. In the Cringe Club today, I have one of my favourite authors. Me and my teen absolutely loved her books since we read Diary of a Confused Feminist. Then we loved Murder on the School Night books, and as an adult, I totally binged her thrillers, You May Now Kill the Bride and How to Make a Killing. It is, of course, Kate Weston. Welcome
Hello.
to the Cringe Club.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming to share your shame with us all, because this is your chance, Kate, to get any cringes off your chest. Because I think by sharing these things, it can kind of make us feel better. And in this world, actually, that's full of filters, where everything can seem a little bit too perfect, I actually quite like to celebrate the not so perfect, because that's reality, really, isn't it? So that's what we're here for. You know, just get it all off your chest.
Yay.
No, it's fair to say, actually, the characters in your teen books, especially, they experience their fair share of cringe. But what I actually love about them is that they own it, don't they? They sort of they come around and they own their cringe. Do you enjoy writing those kind of characters? Was it based on your own experiences?
Yeah, so a little bit. I think mostly so when I was growing up, I think I was so afraid of embarrassing myself, like publicly doing something shameful, that it stopped me doing a lot of things. And I think one of the sort of things that I learned as an adult is that everyone embarrasses themselves. Like literally everyone. It's unavoidable.
Yeah.
Even like the most attractive people on earth, like Olivia Rodrigo has at some point embarrassed herself, you know?
No, I don't believe it. She's too cool.
Yeah.
But everyone apart from her, come on, let's face it.
But it's one of the most human things to do, and I think it's one of the funniest things to do.
Oh God, yeah.
Especially if you are able to kind of like take the mickey out of yourself in that way and be like, yeah, do you know what, that happened and it was really funny. There's sort of, it feels like there's sort of a power to that, to sort of taking it back and going,
Definitely.
do you know what, that was really funny and I don't regret it happening because now we've all got something that we can laugh at years later.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think you learn that as you get a bit older, don't you? Like anything can make a good, funny story, really. And actually, even as a teenager, I think if you can, or a tween, if you can share those stories with your friends, I think it makes you feel better. You can all have a laugh about it. And a lot of the time someone else will say, well, actually, you know, that happened to me too. And it sort of just makes everyone feel better. So, yeah, because I quite enjoy writing characters that have these embarrassing things happen as well for that reason, I think. So I want kids to pick it up and think, oh, it's not just me then. I think your books really, really do that. I remember in the Diary of the Feminist one, when she drops the moon cup out of her bag, I was like, when I read that, I just, oh God, the poor thing. But then I suppose it's better than what we had to use when back in the day, when we were at high school, obviously. We didn't have anything like that, did we?
We had, oh my God, speaking of cringe, my cat has decided now is the time to go to the toilet and he's really groveling around. So I'm sorry if you can hear that. He's
as
really,
long as I can't smell it, then that's okay. It's all yours, that pleasure.
He's really hiding that poop. But yeah, I mean, I don't know anyone who hasn't accidentally lobbed a tampon at a bus driver when they were growing. Because it was just a thing, wasn't it? You'd get like your bus pass out and your bus pass would, I don't know if it was just me, but I think everyone had a sort of like a plastic holder for their bus pass that was just so rife for getting stuff caught in it. And it would always get a tampon or something would be caught in it and you'd pull out your bus pass and then just woof. Or when we used to have wired headphones, they'd always get caught around the tampon.
Oh God, yeah.
So you'd like be innocently like trying to put some music on and you just fling a tampon across the bus or whatever. And I think that kind of thing used to happen to me quite frequently.
Yeah.
And I just sort of embraced it and was just
a bit like, I mean, I had the odd thing, Kate, but it sounds like you were just chucking tampons around willy-nilly. No wonder you wrote, you know, you were so inspired to write about period-related stuff to try and get rid of that cringe for other people. I think I used to use sanitary towels, so they were massive, like a pillow. I'd be trying to stuff them in my bag, these massive pillow, horrible sanitary towels. So
they were huge, weren't they? And like they didn't like compact them, or they
no,
didn't even have wings or anything. They
no
were just
wings, wingless blooming big pillows. That was it. And they didn't sort of absorb as much as the ones now as well. So it's just so uncomfortable. Honestly, kids today do not know how lucky they are. I would kill for a pair of period pants. I mean, they're amazing.
I think it's like it's so nice that things have changed so much, and that now you can just get like, you know, pants that do it. Because I remember my first ever period walking down the corridors at school being like, oh my God, everyone can definitely see this massive, because I swear I was walking like John Wayne.
Yeah,
like
well,
literally
you did,
like massive pad between my legs, just like trying to shuffle about. It was like when Stewie and Family Guys got a full nappy and you were just sort of walking around like held down by this.
Yeah. It did. And obviously, if you're quite heavy as well, the pads became heavy and it was just absolute nightmare. So I think we have come a long way, thank God. But that was what I was going to ask you, actually. If you can think of any embarrassing period cringes that you've experienced maybe at school or even as an adult.
I mean, I've got PCOS, which means my period comes when it wants, which was obviously quite rife for, you know, sort of those things happening where you'll be sitting there in a class and you'll be thinking, yep, that's happening. That's happening right now.
No.
And I think like, even I think as an adult, having that, and I mean, I remember thinking I should probably be quite embarrassed about this once when I was a grown-up, asking like one of my friends if they had a tampon because I wasn't prepared. And then I was like, well, no, do you know what? Like, I literally had no idea it was coming.
Yeah.
This is probably why I flung tampons around so much, because I have to keep
had them everywhere just in case.
So quite a few of those, and just like staying over at boyfriends' houses and getting stuff. And, there was one ex-boyfriend that had a Twister bedspread, and I was just like, well, that's another red spot for you to
God. Twister bedspread. Oh my God. Did he ask you to play Twister on his bed? That's clearly why he's got it, surely. I mean, or is this
actually? Because I remember it being like quite the point of discussion between me and my friends, because I was like, you know, like went back to his place and I was like, he's got a Twister bedspread, and they were like, oh my God, did he ask you to play? And I was like, no. And I wonder if like that was very much intentional, if he was like, she thinks I want her to play Twister with me, but I don't.
Yeah. Maybe he's hoping one day a girl will come and instigate the game. Or maybe he plays it on his own just for fun.
He didn't have a spinner though. That was the concern.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can't really play without the spinner.
No, you'd have to just freestyle, and then there's just makes the whole thing pointless. But that, you know, I would quite fancy a Twister bed cover now you've mentioned it, actually. But yeah, and that is always embarrassing when you don't know. That must have been a nightmare growing up.
I don't think I don't think I class it as embarrassing anymore, because I think when I was younger, it was like, oh God, this is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of like, no, do you know what? So there's a video of Gary Lineker. This is one of the turning moments for me. It was a boy, played me this video of Gary Lineker where he'd pooped himself during a football game, and he was commentating over this video of him like years later, and like saying, you know, he was sort of like live explaining what was happening as it was happening, as he was, you know, pooing his pants. And I thought to myself, do you know what, if Gary Lineker can own pooing his pants that much.
Oh my God, yeah.
My period leaking's really not that big a deal, is it?
No, right. That's a good way to look at it, really. I don't know, I've always been really open with my kids about periods, and I think they find it a bit cringy, especially if other people are around and I'm discussing it. But I think they'll come through that. and be
Yeah.
okay. I think it probably didn't help. One Christmas, this was I think it was the first Christmas that we were a family of 3. So in the middle of the night, obviously got up, filled their stockings, sneaked back into bed. They came out in the morning, there's like a big trail of blood. I must have come on my period in the night. I'm half asleep and just walked, so there's the blood drips right to the end of their bed where their stocking was, and back to my room. It kind of gave the game away there. They were like, "Oh my God, what's happened? What's happened?" It's like, well, obviously Sanitary Claus has been last night. But I sort of tried to own it like a feminist statement, that it was because mothers are doing all this stuff all the time, even while they're bleeding.
But then maybe that was why his suit was red, you know?
Yeah. You see. And maybe it wasn't a he, it was a she all along, getting stuff done. You see.
I mean, funny,
It was
but,
Mother Claus.
you know,
Makes
I
sense.
feel like you've got to be quite organised to be Santa Claus, haven't you? So.
Exactly. Yeah. Something's gone on there, hasn't it? What were you like at secondary school, or when you were queen? Were you prone to embarrassment, or were you like super cool?
I don't think I was cool at all, because I was a member of the Take That fan club, which I think, although, I mean, this is when I was a bit younger than high school, so because they broke
Yeah,
up fine, and I remember me and my, or maybe I was 10. So me and my best friend at school, she really liked E17, and I was
same.
staunchly Take That.
Yeah, E17.
I mean, now I'm like, it would have been way cooler for you to like E17, but hey. And we used to have like massive fights about it at lunchtime and stuff on the playground, where we like fight it out about who was better, Take That or E17, and we'd have like proper like huge serious arguments.
It's a very serious subject back then, though, wasn't it? Things like that.
Oh, it was so serious. And like when Take That broke up, like the whole like, you know, there was the phone line.
Oh yeah.
Phone line that my mum wouldn't let me call because she was like, "You're not in distress. Your favourite band's just broken up." Like,
and I think it was a premium number as well, probably quite pricey. So
yeah, you know. She was like, "You'll be fine." It was the same when Jerry left the Spice Girls. I think everyone was a bit, you know, same kind of vibes. But I was so into like this is so uncool. But I was so into like Take That. I was a huge Jason Donovan fan. Like,
yeah, Jason Donovan all the way for me. I love Neighbours, so
yeah. I was very uncool as a kid. I think the height of the uncoolness was that there used to be a speech competition in school every year, and you had to do 3 minutes on like a subject that would be interesting to people. So I did 3 minutes on boy bands.
Oh God.
And I made like a massive A0 poster that was a collage of all the boy bands, just pictures of them.
Nice.
And I made a cassette that went along with it that was perfectly timed, so that for every band I was talking about, that their music would be playing in the background.
I love that. That's impressive.
Thank you. And I say that was uncool, but as I'm talking about it, I'm actually like, that was really cool.
It's a lot of effort went into all the timings and the presentation. So, but Take That, they were your favourites, were they?
Yeah, they were my favourites. And then I think when I got to secondary school, I did quite a U-turn and was like, yeah, I just really love like rock and like metal, and like that's really cool and alternative now. And yeah,
well, there you go. You brought it back round then. You know, went a bit rock star cool.
I like fully denied my earlier, you know.
Yeah.
People would be like, "But you were really into Take That," and I'd be like, "No, never heard."
Wasn't
of
me. I didn't do the presentation. That was nothing to do with me.
Yeah. So
which one did you like best then? Who was out of the Take That lads?
Yeah, it was Robbie, and the day that he left Take That, I was crying all day at school. And I remember my year 4 teacher making fun of me for it. I'm being like, really pull yourself together.
I don't think I was ever a massive super fan like that. I was into MC Hammer.
Oh,
and
very cool
Vanilla
though.
Ice. And yeah, but I mean, I don't think I was particularly massive like fangirled at them. Whereas I had friends that did the whole crying thing. I don't remember feeling that invested. I think I just thought, well, I'm never going to meet them. They're never going to go out with me, so there's no point. But I suppose you could bide your time, wait till they're older and a bit of a sado, and then try and worm your
Oh,
way in. But
yeah,
none
but
of them
then,
are that great now, really. I mean, haven't seen MC Hammer for a while. Maybe he's one of these,
I wonder
George
what
Clooney
happened.
types. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'll have to give him a Google. I know he's called Stanley in real life, so maybe he's gone back to being old Stan, just the man. But they're still pretty famous, to be fair, they take that lot, so.
It was like, there was more embarrassing stuff that I used to do dances with my friends,
Yeah.
and one day the school teacher was like, this dance is great, you should do it in assembly. And I think that was probably quite a low point for me as well. I feel like it was maybe Saturday Night by Wigfield, and we all just did that Saturday night dance.
I mean, I like a bit of party dancing myself, so I would probably be one of the kids in the assembly thinking that was cool. I'd be jealous that I wasn't asked to do my Macarena, which is pretty good, to be honest. But I was into drama at school, so I think things I did back then I didn't think were cringy at the time, but looking back, they were totally cringy. I remember leaving primary school and making up a song. No one asked me to make up this song. But for some reason, I made up like that. The end of school assembly. It was at that, and I asked the head teacher if I could sing this song. What a dork, though! At the time, I just thought, oh no, people will think this is really cool. It wasn't. So,
do you remember it?
It was to the tune of some old war song that I think my nan used to sing. So it went like, "Goodbye, Cretan, we must leave you, though it breaks my heart to go." It's so sad. And then, because the original song was like a woman's name. So it wasn't even a cool song. It wasn't even a rap or Saturday Night or anything. It was literally this dorky song. I think my mum helped me come up with it. She encouraged that cringe.
See, I think parents do have to take some of the blame for some of the things that we did as kids.
Yeah.
Like, at no point did anyone step in and go,
No,
that's not a good idea.
no.
But I mean, there's so many things like that, and just the fact that I used to play a lot of musical instruments, and I was then asked to play. Do you remember recorders? Like, they had different like types of recorder.
Yeah.
And the nerdiest recorder was the big boy,
the great big one. Yeah, I know.
And they gave me the big boy recorder and said, this is your life now. Like, you have to sit at the front of assemblies, because this is like penance for being good at music or something. Because you're good at music, you have to play this big recorder
something forever,
and you have to sit at the front of every assembly and accompany the hymns on this great big recorder, which was like really mortifying. And I don't think I did it for long, because I think I just went like, I hate this. Like, I really hate this. Like, to me, it was the equivalent of, so as an adult, I worked at Topshop in Oxford Circus for a little while, and they made me, there was 3 escalators that used to go down into the main like clothes floor. And for a while, they used to make me stand at the bottom of those escalators and greet people as they came in. And like, no one wanted to be greeted in that shop. Everyone was very much like, get out of my way, And it felt quite reminiscent of those days sitting at the front of assembly.
I'm surprised. You should have bought the big recorder. The people would want to be greeted by that, I reckon. Come on.
Thankfully, I know
you might have got a promotion. People would go to that shop just to see you play the big recorder. Yeah. Do you still have it?
No, no.
Oh, that's a shame.
It wasn't. They loaned you the big recorder.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to take them back, were you? Even a small recorder. That was you had to hand them in at the end of the day. So
I sort of, I mean, you'd know because you've got children. Do they still force them to learn the Oh no.
Yeah, at primary school, they do. We had the recorder thing. Funnily enough, none of them, they're 12 and 13 now, none of them have continued with the recorder in any way, shape or form.
Such a
So,
shame because it could have been a real future for them, I'm
yeah,
sure.
I
But
know. I bet, Taylor Swift, I bet she can play the recorder.
that's the
So,
thing, like, I feel like given that it's such a huge part of our childhoods, you don't see any famous recorder players.
no, what's funny that, isn't it? Because it's such a
Yeah.
wonderful sound.
Yeah. It's
Actually,
so
the big recorder wasn't too bad. That was a more
bassier.
pleasant sound, wasn't it? So, what
Yeah.
they must be called something. I can't
They're
remember what
called
they're called. They're just
they're
called
called
big
tenor
recorder.
recorders.
Oh, look, we're playing it cool. You knew what they were called all
The
along.
little ones
Tenor
are the
recorder.
descants, the
Yeah.
medium ones are the trebles, then there's the tenors, and then there's a really big one called the bass one, which is a
Wow.
bit different. And I never played one of them, but there was a girl at school that could play one of them, and I
Yeah.
think secretly I admired her whilst also, feeling my recorder shame.
Yeah. I mean, you could have a whole band out of all those different recorders. If ever you want to get, a band going, give me a shout. I was just regular recorder, but I can still do Three
Well,
Blind
that's
Mice. So,
well, that's good. So we just need like a treble, and
yeah,
we
rocket.
could pop off.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. That's maybe
I
what the pop world is missing at the moment. A feminist recorder band.
It's
You
quite
know,
like, I think it could be quite good because like retro and vintage stuff's quite in,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
And we could play
exactly.
like some quite feminist. We could do Taylor Swift covers.
Excellent. Right, sign me up. Sign me
I'm not
up.
sure what the copyright is on that situation, but I'm sure if we got in touch with her, she'd be fine with it.
Yeah, she'd
I
probably
think
ask us to come and play with her on her next tour, to be honest, if she heard we were doing that. So, you know,
opening Wembley is
she's probably listening to this now. So, who knows?
what she's
Who
always
knows?
wanted is a descant version of Shake It Off, I think.
Exactly. It's what I
Yeah.
think. I think she would have been big if she'd just thought of that.
I
you
I
know.
think so. She could have really made it, bless her.
Yeah, bless her. If only she'd stuck at that recorder. Anyway, it's wide open for us, which is the main thing. So,
Yeah. What a
so
fool you've been, Taylor Swift. What a fool you
he's
have
gonna
been.
be gutted. So when you put, you finish playing the recorder, you put that aside.
Mm,
Getting a
mm,
bit older, maybe you're getting
mm.
way into high school now, discovering crushes and things like that. Did you have any cringes you want to get off your chest?
I don't know because I didn't really. So I think the thing is, I had like quite a quiet period, but I think there's more than enough as I got older that sort of
Mm.
make up for it.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
One of the ones there's quite a recent one. Do you want to hear a recent one?
Yeah, go. Let's go. Let's come out of school now and go to grown-up cringes because
So
you'd think we'd leave them behind as we get older and all grown up, but actually, they almost are worse than ever.
Oh yeah. So this happened a week after I got married, and I was really feeling quite I was like, I'm a married lady now. I'm classy, I got
Of
rings on my
course,
finger, and I can say the word husband.
you're
Um
a
yeah,
wife, Kate.
I am a wife now. And I was on the cusp. I had an office job, and I was on the cusp of leaving this office job to start writing full time. And I was working with two of my best friends. And one of my best friends had broken up with his boyfriend, and it was a work kind of night out. And
Mhm.
I thought I would do a silly dance to cheer him up. As we were crossing the road, there was quite a few people there. In fact, pretty much everyone we worked with, and lots of general passers-by because it was the middle of London. And yeah, so I did this really intense, silly dance. And as I was dancing, I sort of lost my footing and started falling. But for some reason, I fell really slowly. So even everyone around me said it was like one of the most slow motion falls they've ever
Oh
seen.
God.
And I was doing the proper like scrabbling to like my arms were going, my feet were like paddling away like Roadrunner. It was a real slow motion incident, and I fell and landed really awkwardly on my arm, and I actually like fractured my arm up by my shoulder.
Oh my God.
Which is quite an awkward place
That's
to
quite,
do it.
yeah.
But I was so embarrassed, and so many people were staring at me. In fact, one woman whose face I still see to this day, I don't know her, but I still see her face as she looks at me like, what is wrong with you? What are you doing? Of course you felt like that, you idiot. And I remember like sort of getting up really quickly and being like, oh yeah, no, totally fine. And as we went on to like the next pub that the kind of the event was going to, I remember standing there and people were like, you've gone green. And I was in so much pain. I was
God.
just like trying to keep it together. And I was like, I think I'm going to go home because I just feel a bit peculiar, like trying not to let on that I'd like really hurt myself. And then my husband took me to A&E, where they told me that I'd broken this bone up by my shoulder, and they put it in a sling and stuff. And it took, so I think this is the worst bit of the story, is that one, it took like nearly a year for it to heal, and was like really embarrassing because I was obviously starting my new career as a writer.
It's your new start, your new chapter, and
one-handed for a lot of it, because of my own, my own silly dance, my poor coordination. And it was right before I was leaving my job. So the word got back to me that the directors of the company had to have a bit of a meeting, because they were worried I was going to sue them.
God.
It's really serious because it happened at a work event. This really serious meeting talking about what had happened and what I'd done, which was probably the most embarrassing part of it, because you're just like, well, not only did I like publicly embarrass myself, and it was one of the dorkiest dances I think I've ever done.
Do you remember what the music was, or was it just a general dance you could do to any?
Yeah, there was no music.
Okay.
It was one of those ones where you just go, hey, if I just do like a really silly thing now, it's going to make him laugh. And it did. And then I injured myself in a way that, was
very, very serious.
Yeah. So yeah, that was probably the most, I think, just the fact that they had to have that meeting and be like,
but you got the laugh. You did. The job was done. He did laugh initially.
He did,
the lengths we will go to make people laugh are astonishing, really.
And I think, like, you'd know this as well. Like, as an ex-comedian, I will go to any length to make people laugh. Really. Truly will,
Yeah, I write comedy, but I like to tell stories to try and make people laugh. I find funny stories quite useful if you're meeting people for the first time and you're a bit nervous. I find they're quite good as an icebreaker thing. I remember when I did performing arts at college, and my teacher was training us up for if ever we went to auditions. And I remember him saying, like, when you walk into audition, tell them a story before you even do the audition that will make you really memorable. Saw an elephant walking down the street or something, I don't know, something like that. And that stuck in my head. I mean, actually, a lot of the time, something cringy will have happened to me on the way to wherever I'm going, just because I'm that lucky. So I do have things to use.
I'm really clumsy, and I don't know if you get this as well, but before my period is like coming, I'm more clumsy.
Exactly the same, yeah.
Almost like an indicator to me that it's coming, is that I will drop things, I will fall over, I will be that person walking down the street who like trips over a paving stone and then carries on walking, just like, no, nothing happened, but everyone's kind of...
Exactly. You get so used to it. I trip over, I fall over, I drop things so often, especially definitely in that week. I was due on last week, so on Friday, it's my daughter's birthday as well. I had to rush around the supermarket to get some bits. I dropped a whole jar of pasta sauce in Tesco, went all up my leg and everything. Got home, dropped the cans of lemonade on the floor, exploded all over the kitchen, But then I was like, I think I might be due on.
I think my worst one of them though was, so I like also, it tends to be around that time that I do that thing where, where you choke on your own like saliva for no apparent reason. You're just
People are
like,
really worried, like you're
yeah. And you just like, and it's really dramatic. It's one of the most
yeah,
dramatic things that can
really
happen.
dramatic.
And there was a boy like years and years ago when I was in my 20s, there was this guy who was like, model hot. Like
Oh yeah.
he was unbelievable. And I really fancied him and was just like, there's no way this guy fancies me, like no way at all. And then one of my friends said to me, he's been asking about you, like he's
Oh
quite
God.
into you. And I was like, oh. And we were all sitting in the park, and I don't know what it is, but when someone fancies you and you automatically try and be a bit sexier.
Yeah.
So I was doing the thing where I was kind of like, I'm gonna like sort of lay like delicately in the park on my picnic blanket, and I'm going to be, and someone poured me a little plastic glass of, I feel like it was cider or something really and I was trying to take this like delicate sip of my cider, and I choked on it, and the bubbles came like out of my nose, like full,
nice.
like out of my mouth. He was just staring at me. And then later that day, his friend was like, he doesn't fancy you anymore.
Oh, that's harsh. God. Well, if he doesn't like you with cider coming out your nose, then, he doesn't deserve you.
No, I thought, do you know what? I don't need a man like that, because at the end of the day, I am quite a clumsy human. And if that's going to put him off, then, what's
I
the
know,
point?
it's not worth it. It's so funny. I thought it was just me with the premenstrual clumsiness. I mean, I'm clumsy anyway, so I think it heightens that. It's embarrassing falling over as a grown-up as well for some reason, especially like when you get a bit older and someone accuses you of having a fall. I'm like, I didn't have a fall. I fell over. It's not the same, is it?
Yeah.
So, but you just feel such a wally. I often have grazes on my knees. It's ridiculous.
It's the thing as well. Like I've definitely, because I'm cool, I've like, surveyed my friends. I've been like, do you do this? Because I do this. Do you do this? And they're like, yeah, but not all of us have like choked on our cider in front of the man.
No, we just like to take things to that extra extreme. But I think when you do it so often, you do become a bit immune. Are you finding you're less embarrassed about these things now?
Yeah, and also like you sort of realise that you can't do anything about it, really.
No, exactly.
It's just going to happen. And if it's going to happen, then you might as well like joke about it and laugh about it.
Yeah, and I would never walk anywhere sort of that's near the edge of a cliff, like on these seaside walks and things. I can't, even a good few meters away, I still somehow think I daren't go any closer.
No,
somehow I will roll and dive or something.
Yeah. Not unless you're wearing like those reins that they used to put on toddlers when they were like kids. So someone's like,
Yeah, I would happily wear one of those for my own protection if I was ever sort of mountaineering. Not that I would. I went mountain biking at school once and I came back literally broken. I went off a ledge into a lake. So I steer clear of mountains these days.
I mean, that's another cringe thing that happened when I was at school, was that we went on one of those activity weeks and we went horse riding, and I was like petrified on my horse.
Oh God,
really high off the ground, and I was like, never done it before. It was quite stressful. And my horse just like chucked me down a hill.
Oh my God.
Really dramatically. And the whole class was there. And the teacher was going, well, you've got to get back on the horse. You've got to get back on the horse. Like, immediately.
No, you don't.
Like, not being funny, but I don't think I ever want to get on a horse again. Like, I'm sure they're lovely animals, but this guy clearly does not want me on his back.
Like, I don't blame him. Yeah.
Consent-wise,
exactly. I've always thought that, I don't really trust horses. They do look a bit miserable. They look a bit grumpy. And that's probably why they don't want people on their backs, especially in the heat. I don't want someone sitting on me.
Yeah.
No wonder they always look miserable. So.
But that actually came up in the end of school yearbook, and someone was like, what are your memories? And someone said Kate Weston falling off her horse in Tantroyd.
Nice.
I was like, one of their two core memories. And
that's brilliant though. I would have been happy with that, to make it into that, wouldn't you? Is there a part of you that secretly were like, oh, good, made it
A
in the
little
yearbook.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, I would have been
But
happy with that.
also sort of a bit like,
It is, yeah, a little bit
oh.
cringy. Yeah, I wish I'd made it for something a bit cooler, but, you know.
And at least it wasn't like, Kate Weston for being great at playing the tenor recorder in assembly.
Yeah, that would have been worse. Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been.
I'd take the horse over the big recorder, I think.
Although we are still forming our girl group.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're bringing that back.
Recorders allowed.
Embracing recorders allowed. Embracing the cringe. In fact, my daughter has got a recorder, so I can practice.
Whip it out,
I will.
get the recorder ready. Maybe that should be your next podcast is
Yes.
the
Just
making of Recorders Allowed.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think it would be a hit. But we've definitely got to do it quick.
100%.
100%. Go viral.
Yeah.
Okay. So the final part of the show, I like to call Cringers Anonymous, where we help a young person who has written in with a bit of a cringe problem. I thought as veterans ourselves, we could offer them some advice maybe. So here is what I have today. Okay, this is from Secret Cringer. At the pool with my mates last week, my trunks fell off while I was swimming because they were a bit big, but I didn't realise till I climbed out of the pool.
Oh no.
I know. Half the pool, including loads of people from school, had seen my bum. What should I do? Well, that's quite a tough one. That's quite tough. I remember going swimming and there was a rip in the back of my swimming costume. So you could all you could see is like half a bum cheek, but that was bad enough. So this one, that's bad. I don't know what.
I feel like, again, there's like, that's no fault of your own sort of situation.
No.
There's nothing you can do about it. And you just have to be like, do you know what? It happened. And if anyone's mean about it, then maybe they need more in their life to think about than, what you're up to.
Exactly. Maybe he could just own it and just say, well, yeah, I was skinny dipping. It's the new thing.
I would say that's the sort of story that when you're older, you're going to laugh about with your friends. I would say that's
yeah, that's a good point, actually. One day, Secret Cringer, this will become a really good, funny story for you. I promise. And you will definitely look back and laugh.
You will. So, but until then, just hold on.
Hold on.
And just know that similar things are going to happen to your peers.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite good advice. I hope that helps. I would say just own it. And it feels terrible right now, but actually one day you'll be really grateful for this hilarious story to tell down the pub. Okay, I have one more, which is quite a good one, seeing as what we've been talking about. At school the other day, a boy in my class asked if anyone had any tissues. I reached into my bag but accidentally pulled out a sanitary towel and went to hand it to them. I have never been so embarrassed in my life. What should I do?
Own it. That's really funny.
Yeah, and that's also, depending on what the person needed, were they blowing their nose, were they wiping their mouth? It might be quite useful to use a sanitary towel.
Yeah, and also, I mean, you could say it's a feminist statement.
You could. Yes.
You could.
Yes.
You could just say, well, it's the same sort of thing. Like, it's going to do the job. But also, don't be embarrassed.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you wouldn't be embarrassed because you were chucking tampons all over the place when you were at school. So hopefully, by listening to this, that will make them feel better about. And I suspect if it was a sanitary towel, it would have been nicely wrapped in one of the little packets these days. So
exactly. So at least it was very clean. And I think it's not that there's no shame in having a poo.
No, exactly.
Having it in your back, that's not in any way
just
shameful.
Sensible. And actually, you could have pretended to the person you're giving it to that it's a little present, wrapped up in a little gift for you.
It's actually pretty similar to being the sort of person that keeps tissues in your bag. It's pretty much the same level of preparedness. So.
Exactly, and it's much more absorbent than a tissue because actually you went that extra mile for this person.
Actually, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would just do it all the time now. Whenever anyone needs to wipe something up or has a snotty nose, hand them a sanitary towel.
Yeah,
And just
exactly.
that could be your thing,
Yeah.
maybe, you
Yeah.
know.
It could be
So
your brand.
it could. I think that's a good brand to have. Some people have big recorders. Some people just hand out sanitary towels.
Please let's not make the big recorder
No,
my
let's leave
brand.
that. Oh, well, thank you so much. Thanks
Having
for
me.
coming. It's been really nice to chat to you. What have you got coming up at the moment?
I've just had an adult book, How to Make a Killing, has published. That's about estate agents sort of doing murders.
Nice. It's very good. I have read it and I did really enjoy it. I just enjoy your sense of humour and your whole dark comedy vibe.
Oh,
It's
thanks.
good. So
I think there is something new being announced.
okay,
Kind of
cool.
dark comedy for a young adult.
Oh, brilliant.
Young adult, new adult kind of.
Yeah. Oh, that would
So-
be cool. I'll definitely be looking out for the announcement for that then, because me and my daughter love your books. So
thank
I
you.
cannot wait to read more.
I love Cringe Club.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. I almost forgot about that.
It's so good.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's all about embracing the cringe, and we have done that today. How do you feel, Kate? Do you feel any different now you've got those things off your chest?
I feel unburdened.
Great.
I feel full of confidence and excited about the future of Recorders Aloud.
Exactly.
The best new girl group in Britain.
Definitely. Let's take it all the way. Thanks so much to Kate. Watch out for our Recorders Aloud girl band coming soon. You heard it here first. Don't forget to check out her brilliant books for teens, Murder on a School Night and Diary of a Confused Feminist, or her adult thrillers, Making a Killing, which is her latest one, and You May Now Kill the Bride. And for more cringe, you can now buy my book, Cringe Club, which is a funny book for tweens written entirely in group chat. Keep on cringing, everyone. Bye. And don't forget, if you would like to submit an anonymous cringe, then email me at cringeclubcrew@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram at emilyjane.clark. Bye.